You know that feeling that you really should be happy? I mean, after all, you have all the things, but yet there's this feeling that there's a hole inside and you're trying to fill it and you're wondering why. Well, in this video, I'm going to share the top 3 reasons why this may be happening and, more importantly, what you can do about it. Hi, I'm Carrie Schwer, and on this channel, I help high performers go from feeling just fine to feeling fabulous. So let's talk about those 3 areas that most likely you're feeling like, I really should be happy, so why am I not? Well, number 1 is that you are probably seeking happiness outside of yourself. I know for me, it appeared that I had everything. I mean, most people from the outside world would think, wow, nice house, nice car, has a great job, all of the things that society has dictated to us that should make us happy. But yet there's this feeling inside of like, why don't I feel this way? Perhaps that you feel that way right now too, and that's why you're watching this video. So when we seek things outside of ourselves, such as material things, it doesn't actually fulfill us. Really, all it's doing is validating that we can achieve something, that we can check the box. But checking a box doesn't fill what we need inside. And this, my friend, is a gray area. When we start thinking way outside of ourselves and we're hoping that the next car, the next house, or that job promotion, or that next project that you're going to do really awesome on, then you'll be happy. How many times have you said that? Then I'll be happy, and you still aren't? Well, this is what I'm talking about, that when you look for things outside of yourself, you can still remain in this gray area. And that's one thing that I'm going to share with you on what you can do to fix it. So stay tuned. The second area in which that we think we should be happy or that we're unhappy in is the expectations that we have of other people. And I know this firsthand. I mean, haven't we all experienced this? Where we think, well, if I just get in a good relationship, or I just find a really good job where I like my coworkers, or I'm going to be in a relationship with a friend that's gonna, I can do exciting things with, then I'll be happy. But we place all these expectations on others, and in turn, we're placing those expectations on ourselves, and therefore, it doesn't fill us. Because the real truth, my friend, is the expectations that we have of ourselves are not yet being met. And this ties into the next third thing, which is we tend to use coping strategies to help fuel us or to get happy. I mean, think about someone like myself who drank alcohol on a regular basis. It was my way of feeling happy. So I thought. I mean, you and I both know that alcohol is a depressant. It does anything but make us happy. It can actually make us very depressed. It can make the problems seem so much worse. So when we actually turn to coping strategies and coping mechanisms to take the burden off, all we're doing at that point is either chasing a feeling or we're escaping a feeling. In most cases, it's escaping a feeling because we don't want to feel the pain. We want to pretend that we're going after the happiness of it, that it just makes us so relaxed and we can feel like we can talk to anybody. It gives us that liquid courage, for example. Or perhaps maybe you're escaping not with alcohol, but maybe it's like just Netflixing, that you are binging on Netflix all weekend. It could mean a number of things. It doesn't always have to be a negative coping mechanism that we would think of, like smoking weed or gambling or these types of dopamine hits. It could mean that you're just distracting yourself and not paying attention to what's most important. And really what this comes down to is we are ignoring the truth. When you do this, when you escape from really facing what's in front of you, you're really actually ignoring what's happening deep inside. We try to fill it with these outside things that come into our life, but yet we still feel so empty. Now that you know the top 3 reasons what are keeping you feeling like you're not happy and in those gray areas, let's now talk about what you can do to fix it. The first one is to get honest with yourself. Awareness is everything. It is the key to success. I want you to be able to sit down today, or maybe tomorrow, and get out a journal and start writing down how you feel. Where do you feel depleted? If you were to look at your life as this big life wheel, and there was sections of your life, whether it was in your family and your relationships, or your career, or maybe it's in your finances, or perhaps it's with your spiritual life, or giving to contributions and giving to others, where do you feel the most depleted? And where do you feel like if that was better, that you would then be happy? Well, that's the first thing, is to start to identify where you feel the lack. But more importantly, my friend, it's not about checking the box of success that makes you happy. We've already learned that that is not going to make you happy if you have all the material things. Material things only add value to your life. They don't actually fill the hole that's inside. So getting honest with yourself and realizing that this is the truth for you, that will help you to move forward. And one way that you can do that is by working with a coach or a counselor or a therapist, somebody that you know, like, and trust, that can help you see those blind spots and help you move out of the shell. So that's number one. Number two, we talked about expectations of others and how relationships we feel that should fill us, but there been times that, people fall short. Maybe you've fallen short for others too. And when we place so much expectations on other people or other things and relationships, it can leave us feeling very disappointed. Well, this comes back to the story that we create in our minds. Our brain is a phenomenal storyteller, and if we allow it to happen, we can create narratives that just aren't true. And a lot of times we expect a lot of things out of other people that we just can't do because it disappoints us. So when you start to think about what it is that you're actually thinking about and what those expectations are that you have for others, it will help you see that maybe, most likely, it's just been a story that you've been creating about that particular situation. So I invite you today to really stop and pause and reflect on where this is happening in your relationships and your expectations of others. And the third reason was about ignoring your truth. And sometimes we need coping mechanisms and skills to learn that will help us out of that. If you're participating in unhealthy coping strategies or aids or mechanisms, whatever you want to refer to them as, like drinking too much, or smoking weed every night to escape, or just watching Netflix like we discussed, or scrolling through your phone, looking at social media to get those instant dopamine hits to escape the unhappiness that puts you in a moment of happiness, but really is more of a depressant state. What you can do about that and really get honest with yourself is start to see how that's working for you, and more importantly, how it's not working for you. This is a huge gray area for a lot of people. Just because you drink, for example, doesn't necessarily mean that you're severely abusing alcohol or being called an alcoholic, but it could mean that you're in a gray area or a gray area drinker, like I was. But when you start to look at your relationship with your coping mechanisms, to really ask yourself, is this helping me really? I mean, really helping me? Or is this keeping me feeling stuck? If it's keeping you feeling stuck, it might be time for you to start thinking about eliminating some of those habits and, more importantly, introducing better habits. I'm going to share with you my number one hack for that works every time. It is simply breathing. When you take a moment to breathe, and I'm not talking just like we all do that, right? I'm talking about stopping, pause, reflect on the situation at hand before you act, and you take a couple deep, calming breaths. In and out through your nose or your mouth. And you can calm your central nervous system into a place of control, you will be able to better see the situation in front of you that will help you move into a place of gratitude. And whenever we move into a place of gratitude and we can feel very happy about something, we naturally move into an expansive state. I want you to practice breathing as often as you can, several times throughout your day, deep controlled breaths. There's a huge number of ways that you can control your breathing, and I invite you to check out some breathing exercises below. I'll link it in the description box. If you found value in this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. We drop a new video every single Wednesday, and if you want more information, please visit GrayTonic.com or GrayAreaDrinking.com. Thanks for watching.